Hello lovelies, welcome back to the channel, and if it's your first time, thank you so much for clicking onto my video. I hope that you find something interesting in it today. My name's Jenny, first of all. If you're new here, you wouldn't know that. My name's Jenny, and it's been well over a week since I've done a video. I have been busy behind the scenes for a market that is coming up in June, so yeah, please bear with me. It'll probably be like this for the rest of this month and May. I've just paid $150 for a 3-day ticket to have this market stall, and so I need to make lots of stock, so I'm really sorry. I will endeavour to try and get a video out every week, at least one, instead of the 2 that I was doing in the past. Okay, so today I am doing, I'm still doing the Spring Inspiration 2026 Junk Journal Challenge with Lydia at Raindroplila, and loads and loads of other wonderful, very creative ladies who are making some beautiful things to go in their journals, ephemera and pages and all that sort of thing, and that they are so creative. If you'd like to follow along to see what everyone's making and get inspired, you can follow the hashtag Spring Inspiration 2026 on Instagram, and you can also you can follow those creators too if you really like what they're doing. I'm sure that they'd all appreciate some new follows. So I am a little bit behind, but not too much. I think today was Birds Day 18, so I've already done that, and I've got posts up on my Instagram. I'll leave my link for my account in my description below the video. Excuse me. So I did use paint in that that prompt, but it was just a bit of white paint. It was really nothing much. And I'm not using paint as in doing a picture today, but I am going to use paint for some detailing. And I'm doing tags, so that's day 14 for paint, day 17 for tag, and I'm going to do day 20, which is torn paper. So I'm going to skip day 19, come back and do that one tomorrow or the day after. I'll see how busy I am, but yeah, I usually skip a day and then come back, and you know, I've got a new post up. So and because I am really busy right now, I am going to kind of cheat, and I'm not making my own tags. I purchased 3 kits from Lydia, and one of them was tags that she had made, and I've cut them all out. I'm not using all of them. There's quite a big stash here. I've gone through and I've selected some that are a bit more, I won't say plain as in plain, they're not great, because all her tags are beautiful. She's got some that are, you know, a bit more open-ended, like this one, which is some of her pretty wallpaper, I gather. This one is looking like wallpaper too. I don't know. Anyway, she's done collage tags, and they're all beautiful. Some have got that she's put lace on, and this one's definitely a collage, more wallpaper, and she's added a few other elements to it. So I've I've gone through and I've picked these ones, and I have already backed them, so I don't need to do that. That one as well, I don't know if I'll end up doing that one, but apart from these, I'm going to do something with these three which I haven't backed, and there's a specific reason for that, but I'm doing that last. These are all her other beautiful tags. She's got some gorgeous ones, and I'll just quickly flick through them. I'll put Lydia's link below, and the kits that I purchased, I'll put them below. But Lydia did actually choose kits. She had a kit on Ko-fi, I believe, and excuse me, and she also did choose, I can't remember how many kits that she thought would be great for the spring inspiration challenge. So but I had already purchased kits and printed off before I saw that, and so I wasn't able to get the other ones, not at this point anyway. They're beautiful kits. I'll probably will later on down the track. Okay, so I'm going to put those in my to-do box. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat that just doesn't want to give in. I'm going to put those aside, and I'm probably going to do the first part, which is these, as a time lapse because it's really basic. And the reason why I've decided to do these is because, you know, I look at her tags, and I've looked at tags by other creators that I follow, and they're all beautiful. You know, their journal cards and their tags and all that, they're just so wonderful. And I think, you know, you print them out, and then, like, you know, I on the one hand I kind of feel guilty for altering them, but then on the other hand I think, well, I have the need to put my stamp on them and make them mine, so that, you know, I'm not just cutting them out, backing them and putting them in a journal, or putting a bit of ribbon in and, you know, popping them in a journal. You know, I mean, it's fine to do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I probably will with a couple of her tags. Maybe not in the spring inspiration journal, but in other things that I'm making. So I don't know. I'm torn. Who else has this issue? Anyway, I am going to alter this little stack that I've got here, and it shouldn't take too long. So I'm going to do this on a time lapse. And really, it's quite basic. All I'm going to need is some fussy cuts, maybe some bits of book page or music book or whatever I find. And yeah, I'm just going to go with that. So, yeah, so I'll be back shortly, I will talk you through what I'm doing with the other ones. I need that book page, and I'm just going to get some bits and pieces. I want some music sheet. Not that one, that's a bit too small. Maybe this one. And I can see another bit. That's a better one. Alright, so Sorry about the camera if I've been knocking that about. Okay, so now I'm going to get started. Where's my tags gone? I've hidden them. Right. I've got some fussy cut flowers here, which, because it's spring, you know, I thought that would be a good thing. And some of them might be too big. So anyway, I'm just going to put this on the time lapse now, and I will be back shortly. So I tried to kind of do a mass make process here, just to hopefully sort of be a little bit faster, although I had to speed it up quite a bit because it still took me around about 30 to 40 minutes to, somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes to do this part. Anyway, the last two you'll see I did change in the end, and this one there's a cute little deer on it and I had to be very careful not to cover it up. So I think they turned out okay. Some of them got a bit more covered than what I really would have liked. The flowers that I had, I didn't have a big enough variety to put ones on there that didn't sort of cover the width of the tag. So this is one that I've changed up. This is something I've had in my stash for ages. And then I thought the fairy with the flowers would look really cool, so yeah. She's cute. And then I decided that I was going to put something across the top. Some of them had textiles and others didn't. They had like page tabs sort of thing on them. So yeah, I just tried to keep them all a bit different, and I wasn't really thinking too much about what I was going to put on them. I just grabbed something, and if it looked good I went with it. I wasn't overly keen on this one in the end, but I left it. There was a couple that I wasn't overly keen with, but I just went with it. I thought, you know, this was another one, yeah. So I think even though I have put a few bits and pieces on these tags, you can still see the work that Lydia had put into them, and you know, I just have to put my mark on things. Okay, so now on to these other tags. I've got 3 here, but if it takes me too long to do all 3, I'm just going to do 2. They'll all be for the same function, and I'm doing them all in the same sort of way. So yeah, so if I only get 2 done, I'll be happy with that. So I'm going to layer them. I'm going to put some of this packaging paper on the back, and then I'm also going to put some it's not really watercolor paper, but it's got the same sort of texture and feel. It's like a low grade watercolor paper. So I'm going to put that on the back as well, but I'm also going to do some painting, kind of. And hopefully they turn out really lovely. So first of all, I need to get these done. I need to work out. I'll just get this paper sorted. I need to paint the edges. So I've got a little scrap of paper here, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of, I've got some acrylic metallic gold. You can use paint. There's various pastes out there. I don't know the names of them, but yeah, there are pastes available that you can use. I don't have any of that, so I'm just using my acrylic paint. And I've got is this the brush that I picked up? Yes. I've got a very stiff flat brush so that I don't have to use my finger. And I'm just putting a little bit on just one side, and I'm going to go around the very edge. Like so. So this will take a while. So essentially this is how I'm doing it. So I will speed this up so that it doesn't take forever on the video. the paint is now all dry, and I'm going to start doing the layering. Now, I'm not going to really do too much to these on the actual top of the cards, because I just I painstakingly went through every single tag I had that Lydia had in her kit, and there were many. They were all beautiful, and I picked out these 3 to do in this way that I'm about to do, and I really don't want to do too much I don't want to alter too much of the work that Lydia has put into them. So yeah, I'm going to layer them. I do know that. So they're not got anything on the back, they're just white. I am going to tear down 2 sides, simply because, only 2, because I don't have enough room for tearing at top and bottom. So I'm just going to scrunch them up a little bit and, you know, damage the paper. So let's just get gluing. Where's my glue stick? Okay. So, I mean, if you have got cards that you have made and they've, you know, you've embellished them in whatever way you want to, that's up to you. Or if you've got cards that are from somebody's digital kit that you don't want to really do too much to, then that's fine. Or if you do want to embellish them, that's also fine. You know, like, each to our own choices. Right. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room down the 2 long sides to tear them off. I'm not too worried about crinkles and stuff. I don't mind a few crinkles in my paper. It just adds a bit of extra texture, and I think that it's okay. But again, it's personal choice. You know, we all have our own way of doing things, and what we like and what we don't like, what we can live with and what we can't. Personally, I can live with imperfections, because there's beauty in imperfections as far as I'm concerned. And interesting things happen when things are, you know, imperfectly put together or created or whatever. I mean, that's probably more so if you're a painter or, you know, some sort of mixed media artist that isn't the type of mixed media we're working with. I have found that to be more to the point. But yeah, that's just my views anyway. So I've got one more to do. I'm going to add another layer on after these. I was going to make these into like hinged journaling spots, but I've decided I'm not going to. I'm doing something else. I've already got a few hinged, 2 or 3 in the journal, so I'm going to do these a little bit differently. I've done this before, what I'm about to do, and I know other junk journalers have, so it's not anything new. And the process might be different, but not the actual outcome. Okay, so I'm just going to tear as carefully as I can. I want it to be reasonably sort of straight, but not perfectly. Now, so I'm just folding, tearing, scrunching, I don't know, the edges up a little bit, just to give it that more worn look. I don't know if it's actually working, but we will see. Okay. I never really get the full effect of what I want when I do this, but, you know, practice makes perfect. And, you know, yeah. Okay, so that's that. Now, the next step is really easy, and then they're all but finished, really. So I've got some this is it was labelled as watercolor paper, but as an artist, I can tell you it's not very good watercolor paper. But I use this for my when I'm doing what do you call it, brush show. When I'm sprinkling brush show, I spray this with water, and then I sprinkle brush show over it, and it has a cool effect. I quite like it. Yeah, so I'm going to Oops. I don't want too much at the top and bottom, just a little bit. Now I'll just see if this is big enough for what I want, and then I will tear the other ones to, yeah, that's big enough. Okay, so I'll make the other ones the same size. Just trim that off with the scissors. Okay. It's a bit. It's a little bit, just a little bit too much. I'll see if I can tear it. Okay. So I'm going to glue it down. You could do this with book page, craft paper. You could do it with any paper, any sort of vintage paper, so long as it's like it contrasts whatever else you're putting on there. Okay, so that goes over like that. Maybe not quite so much. And then I'm just going to scrunch up this just a little bit. It's pretty easy with this paper because it damages easily. So like that. I'm not worrying too much about the page at the back. I'll just turn the corners in. All right. Yeah, so I don't know that I really want to do too much more to these. I might just see. Just let me have a play. Let me see if I might like something on there. Maybe a bit of this. Okay, and maybe a label of some description. I do have to trim off the corners and put a little bit of ink around it, I think, just to give it a bit more definition. Right, and yeah, see, that kind of does make a bit more difference. Right, so okay. It turned out so pretty. I love the way that turned out. Okay, I think that's about all I will do if I'm going to do anything to these cards. I'm not going to do anything more than that. All right. I love the gold effect. I don't think you're going to be able to pick that up too much on the camera, but on the screen. But yeah, it's got a nice shimmery sort of effect to it. So let's do this one. Yeah, okay. No, it's not going to go that way. This way. Oops. Okay, and then that will fold over. Like that. Maybe a little bit more, I think. Oh, come on. Fold straight. I can't fold straight. Okay. Right, I'm just going to separate the pages. Fold that in. Take that corner off. And that corner. There. Put something on there. This is so fine. The glue stick will actually hold this down if I put enough on there. So I'm going to do just that. Right. And a label. I'm going to ink around it. That'll do. And I'm going to put a little bit of this glue on it. Make sure it's not upside down. If I pop it there or there or there. Okay, there's another one. And now this one. I'm going to take advantage of this edge here and then I don't have to scrunch that edge up. Just applied the glue to the thickest part of the lace so that it doesn't really sort of seep through. Oh, come on. And will I put a label on there? I think I will. And I'll put it down the bottom. Oops. Is that trying to tell me no? Okay. There we go. Now they're all done. So I'll do a little time lapse of all the pieces that were made. So they turned out quite pretty, I think. You know, little journaling spots. Okay. If you've stayed through to the end of this video, thank you so much for hanging around and watching my process. Hopefully become inspired of what to do with tags that are made by somebody else, and that you have, if you had any feelings of guilt like I did, that you were able to push through it. Because, you know, like I said earlier, creators of digital kits, they make their pockets, their envelopes, their tags, their journal cards and their pages and anything else for us to use in whichever way our creativity is guided. So I would find it very hard to believe that any of those creators would be upset that you've changed their digitals. defacing their craft, because you're adding your own creativity. You're inspired by what they've created, and you can see how much further you can push that beautiful digital, whatever it may be, from a tag to a page. You're able to push that a bit further, and that's the whole idea, I think, of digitals that you buy. So have fun with all the kits that you choose to purchase, and make the most of them. Put your mark on them and make them yours. Bye for now, everyone. Peaceful blessings to you all.